Let's go with this one. Your storage options can change a lot. And depending on how much storage you need is full of us. Oh, got it. Okay, cool. So I'm at the Apple store in Shadyside, which is in a little bougie part of Pittsburgh. And so here I am with a MacBook Pro with a big monster chip in it, which I've been reading about these. Like, this is the most firepower they can put in a laptop, literally without it like catching on fire. So I published a thing that shows that this is for, like, I don't know, somebody like me who wants to take over the world from their, start a revolution on your desktop or like while you're laying in bed. Um, so the M5 Max starts at like $3,900, call it $4,000 all in. And you can get up to a 40 core GPU. Excuse me. You can get, for another $1,000, you can get 128 gigabytes. You can get 2 terabytes.
A bit smaller, and so this one like folds up to look higher.
Available in 2 terabytes to 8 terabytes with your current chip selection. Your Mac comes with a free 3-month trial of Apple Creator Studio, and all-in-one subscription includes powerful apps like Final Cut Pro, Logic Pro, and Pixelmator Pro, and much more. So I asked the guy, because I'm not a tech guy, but I do my homework. And about 6 months ago, there was somebody who came on, and some young guy, like on Substack or TikTok or some shit, and he was just like, everybody's asking what Apple's AI strategy is. It's right here. There it is, $4,400. Now, that's a pretty serious laptop, right? Like, nobody's running out and buying a $4,500 laptop. But this isn't just a laptop. This is the whole point, people. And the limiting factor here is the energy, so that this thing literally doesn't like burn up, catch on fire. Like, this one is a 16. So I know I have a big iPad, and the fact that it's bigger means you get a bigger battery, means you have a bigger antenna. The whole outside of the iPad is an antenna. And because the thing is metal, I think it's aluminum, it dissipates heat really well. So I know I'm going to great lengths to explain this to you, but this is the alternative to the data centers, people. Thousands of people plugged into these, running various kinds of agents, then plugged into some extensive data storage, means that they can just cut themselves off from the cloud. Now, the NASDAQ is the cloud. Amazon, Oracle, Facebook, Microsoft. It's the cloud. The reason I went to such extremes to like come show you this is what's going to replace the cloud. Like, the way we think of the internet is going to change. Because, I want to like grow Black Angus cattle and like fix up apartments and shit. Like, all of that can be done on this computer. Like, this thing could run a big chunk of SpaceX. These data centers are bullshit. These data centers are because you have to go read this guy, The Black Swan. These data centers are because they're trying to convert their mega, like, sort of old-fashioned mainframe computers. They're trying to convert them to the new stuff, which is like blockchain and AI, which are these more decentralized systems. This is from a layperson that doesn't really understand this. 10 years ago, I went to see the company to do what I'm doing now with Bruno, blockchain, AI, blah, blah, blah. And I sat down with a group with 600 employees. They run University of Texas's computer science department. And they've said we've not interacted, but we've met with several of the biggest banks in the country. And I'm doing this on the day, just so happens this is the day the new Fed guys, he's from Pittsburgh, by the way. He's not from Pittsburgh, but the company that he worked for, Duquesne Capital, is Druckenmiller, and he's a Pittsburgh guy, blah, blah, blah. This is all happening at the same time. But anyways, sorry, I'm all over the place. So in the first meeting, the first 2 or 3 minutes, we started talking about blockchain and finance, and this is going to take over the world, and all this happy horse shit. They said, we've already met with the banks, and there's no way to convert their mainframe kinds of data files to blockchain. They're too big. You can start over, but you can't convert like PNC Bank to blockchain. Just digest that for a minute. So what's going on? Everything you look at, Doge, Trump, Warsh, Dissent, all of it is making this transition. There's no way they can just take the old banking system and migrate it over to the new system. So they're starting the new system from scratch. When it started, I don't know. But the PayPal mafia, what does PayPal do? PayPal does direct digital transfers. The new system's already been here. The PayPal mafia is the new system. They're the architects and the faces of the new system. But hold on, before you get scared, they're basically going to run the US dollar into the ground. That's what Warsh is here to do. He's going to run deeply, deeply, deeply negative interest rates. Inflation's going to be 4, 5, 6%, and you're going to get like 1% in the bank, and it's going to completely fuck the US dollar. Okay. Now, think about it. Like, why would they even make a $4,000 laptop? It's because what comes next is going to run on these new super chips that are in this thing. I think this is the M5 Max. This is the one that when I was doing research on it, there was like, they couldn't make it any stronger because it would set the thing on fire. Okay. Now, Apple does not use NVIDIA. Google does not use NVIDIA. The biggest AI projects in the world do not use NVIDIA. What NVIDIA is a sort of desperate attempt to take PNC Bank. I'm just using that as an example. I'm not using it specifically. To take all the data that like Oracle has control of and somehow convert it into AI. They're like desperately trying to keep control. If you go read Black Swan guy, go explain this to you. He's like, Oracle's done. And it's weird. Larry Ellison is the Oracle guy, is the guy that took over TikTok, the biggest contributor to the IDF, and just threw off Stephen Colbert and Paul McCartney off of their late night show. It's all the same guy because it's all the same thing. See, like I get up in the morning, I like go say to myself, like, what am I going to make for content? And like, they make the content for me. Now, somewhere here, Apple makes these big chunky block things. Like the way this is going to work, people, is like you're going to have this. You need to go get one of these for your kid. Okay, I know you don't know how to run this thing. Go get this thing for your kid. It's $4,000. Get him a subscription to Bruno. It's like I don't know what this guy does. He does like he's all over the place, like rye bread and diesel fuel and chips and Pittsburgh Mills, Macy's and shit. It's all the same thing. It's all transitioning because of like optimization of energy. Like we all went to the malls in the 80s because you could park and you could walk around with your girlfriend and drink an orange Julius and buy like a pair of roll. polo slacks and shit like that, right? And then we all went to Amazon, and now nobody goes to Macy's anymore. Okay. But at the same time, the NASDAQ, I mean, other than Google and Apple, the NASDAQ really isn't controlling what comes next. Here's my one liner for you. I've said this for 5 years because I don't have the answer. It's just a question. I'm not sure the future technologies are even on the NASDAQ. You feeling me? Look at what they're doing with OpenAI and Anthropic. They're going to go public. They're both worth $1 trillion. They're like 100 times revenue. The completely insane valuation. And they're only going to sell 6% of the stock. If they're worth $1 trillion, why don't they sell 60% of the stock and everybody becomes worth 600 billion? Because there's no demand for it. Because if people really looked at the companies, they wouldn't be able to sell $600 billion. What are you saying? For some reason, they're only selling 6% of the company. There's not a lot of there. I'm not saying Anthropic and OpenAI don't have good tech and stuff like that. Just saying, like, the valuation thing is basically just something that everybody's walking around talking past each other, right? I mean, 6%, like not even 12%, not even like 22%. This is the future right here. In hardware, it'd be hard to beat this thing. Like you'd have to, like you don't really think that Google and Apple would be caught pants down with like the whole AI thing. But the software part of it is where the action is. And these big financial systems, banking systems, investments are all going to be taken over by blockchain. What I'm telling you is we could go build Franklin Templeton, or pick your favorite mutual fund company.